very warm welcome to Newswatch as we wrap up this last Friday of September 2025. Hoping you had a wonderful day today, and thank God for the rains pounding various parts of the country, especially here in Nairobi today. My name is Melissa Oduor. On the sign language is Boniface Mureithi. Newswatch begins now. The People's Liberation Party, PLP, has held its delegates meeting that was attended by top opposition leaders, among them Kalonzo Musyoka and former President Rigathi Gachagua. During the meeting, PLP delegates unanimously endorsed their party leader Martha Karua to succeed President William Ruto during the 2027 general elections. Karua has pledged to serve for only one term if elected president in 2027, saying this was enough to lay the foundation for Kenya's prosperity and encourage smooth transition of power. Speaking at the event in Fungamano House, Karua also stated that her one-term commitment is meant to shift politics away from personal control and ensure that leaders do not have to cling to power to make an impact.
We make this declaration not out of mere ambition for office, but out of devotion to service. Our beloved Kenya has endured betrayal of trust, of our institutions, and betrayal of the people's hope. The incumbent regime has chosen corruption over integrity. They have chosen impunity over justice and propaganda over service. Kenyans are hurting.
In business, in agriculture, in church, in all spheres of influence, our women have proven that they can be trusted with leadership. They are passionate and they mean well for the people of Kenya. I'm sure everybody knows Mother Wangari Karua, if elected president of Kenya, she cannot steal from the people of Kenya. I don't think Mother would ever order for people to be shot in the leg. I don't think Mother Wangari Karua, as a mother, grandmother, can order for the killing of Gen Zs. So we have a great leader, and the people of
Former President Uhuru Kenyatta has urged leaders to embrace democracy and respect the will of the people, noting that despite challenges after the 2022 elections, he peacefully handed over power and expects the same maturity within the Jubilee Party. Speaking during the party's National Delegates Conference, Uhuru reflected on his 40-year political journey and advised leaders to avoid bitterness, anger, and hate, saying they must stay true to their mission and vision. He, however, lamented that the gains made by his administration have been eroded since. On politics, Uhuru says the Jubilee Party joined the Azimio la Umoja coalition before the 2022 elections based on a shared vision, but noted that the dynamics have since shifted. He, however, stated that the decision for the party to remain or exit the coalition will rest with its new leadership.
Zimetoka. Hakuna sababu ya nyinyi kama wanajubilii kuchagua mtu kutoka kila kona yeyote ya Kenya. Haja ni nyinyi mjue ya kwamba huyo mmechagua ni mtu ambaye atajitolea kutendea Wakenya wote pahali popote walipo kwa haki, bila kupora na bila kutenga mtu yeyote. That is the only thing that is important. Sio mtu ametoka wapi ama umezaliwa wapi. Na ndipo nilikuwa nawaambia hii story, watu walikuwa wanazungusha sijui hasla, sijui huyu ni mtoto wa single mother, si huyu ni mtoto wa dynasty. Mimi najua watoto wangapi wa single mother ambao wamesoma vizuri sana na wameendea. Lakini kusema ati wewe sababu wewe umezaliwa na single mother, hiyo ndio qualification yako ya kuchaguliwa. Hapana, njoo uambie Wakenya ni nini utawafanyia. Pahali popote umezaliwa, haja ni nini unawafanyia. Anyway, hapana. Kila mtoto, uwe umezaliwa kwa nyumba ya matope, uwe umezaliwa kwa nyumba ya dhahabu, kila mtu
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has emphasized the importance of unity within the Western region, asserting that the community has come a long way in the country's leadership. Speaking in Lugari, Kakamega County during a women empowerment program hosted by area MP Nabi Nabwera, Wetangula reminded residents that the speakership is the third highest office in Kenya's leadership and should not be underestimated. Alice Diana tells us more.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has urged the Luhya community to remain united in support of President William Ruto's government. Wetangula, who spoke in Lugari, Kakamega County, during a women empowerment program, highlighted that under President Ruto's leadership, road infrastructure expansion and power connectivity are key priorities aimed at spurring development in Western Kenya.
Wakati tunafanya hii maendeleo, pia tunaunda urafiki. Kwa sababu sisi kama jamii za huku Western lazima tuungane. Sisi hatutaki siasa ya matusi. Tunataka siasa ya kuleta kila mtu pamoja. Tunataka siasa ya kupendana. Siasa ya kujua wewe kama mama, hata ukiwa mtoto yangu au mama yangu au dada yangu, una haki ya kuwa na furaha kama Mkenya na kushirikiana na Wakenya wengine.
The National Assembly Speaker reiterated the importance of unity among Luhya leaders and expressed his commitment to working in harmony with the Chief Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Wycliffe Oparanya.
Mimi nawaomba mami leo, nikiwa mbele yenu kama mtoto yenu, tafadhali, tuwe na msimamo kama mama. Kwa hivyo nyinyi kama mama zetu, tunataka tuwe na msimamo kali ya jamii zetu. Ndio watu huko nje watu heshimu.
At the same time, he also emphasized the need for civic education to encourage residents to register with IEBC and obtain voters cards.
Tunataka kuona watu wetu mshike vipande, mujiandikishe kura, sisi tuendelee kutafuta marafiki. Kwa sababu hata tukiwa wengi peke yetu hatuwezi. Katiba inasema lazima tukuwe na kaunti 24. Sisi jamii yetu tuko na kaunti 5. Trans Nzoia, Kakamega, Bungoma, Vihiga, Busia, tukiongeza Nairobi zinakuwa 6. Sasa lazima tutafute zingine 18 ndio tuweze kugonga hii kitu.
Other leaders from Western Kenya who attended the empowerment program noted that the Western region is beginning to reap the benefits of the Kenya Kwanza regime.
Tumesema ya kwamba Waluhya lazima tutakuwa pamoja na tunaongozwa na tunaongozwa na Wycliffe Oparanya, tunaongozwa na muda Shikali Kario. Sisi Waluhya tukue pamoja, tuone maendeleo.
Sisi hapa mkoa wa Magharibi tuko nambari 2 kwa wingi wa kura, lakini wakati ya kura ikifika tunasambaratika, tunaenda kwa vyama kidogo. Mimi nataka 2027 ikifika, kura ya Mluhya akwe mama akwe mbaba iende kwa kikapu moja ya William Samoei Ruto.
Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch.
Thank you, Alice, for that report. Moving on, the United States acting ambassador to Kenya, Susan Barnes, has expressed confidence in the U.S.-Kenya ties to extend innovation and support young entrepreneurs and creative innovators. Speaking during an alumni fair celebrating 60 years of impact, Barnes lauded efforts made in the 60 years of collaboration between the two countries to advance innovation. The fair brought together over 500 beneficiaries in different sectors of the economy who have been trained in America and now run their enterprises in Kenya.
Ordinary citizens who are equipped with some vision and courage can shape their own destiny. And that really is a core part of American values, that the average person, somebody who doesn't come from a connected family or somebody who doesn't come from money, can really thrive and succeed in their own life. And so we see all of you as the high voltage current keeping Kenya's engine of leadership and innovation driving for the future. Over 8,000 Kenyans, of course, have participated in U.S. government exchange programs. And the ideas and the models that you learned from your time in America, whether it was a Fulbright, whether Mandela Washington Fellow or IVLP, those experiences have been planted here in Kenya in your civil spaces, your tech industries, your farms, and your universities. And you didn't just bring home knowledge and experience, you're remixing it, you're scaling it. I mean, we've already heard some of those examples, creating jobs and transforming institutions.
We will look for avenues to continue to network together. They do this every day in empowering the 8,000 participants, members of this association, to grow in their own careers, to help each other, to come to us and say, are there linkages? And I think it's important to note, we all know, both for Kenya and the United States right now, economic advancement, economic growth is vital.
The U.S. government has already invested in young people to build their capacity, to help them address the challenges within their community, and all we are moving towards is an agenda of collaboration, a partnership, a movement from aid to trade, and alumni are ready.
Renowned evangelical preacher, author, and educator Oduor Bokam Jr. has died at the age of 56 after a sudden medical emergency. Founders Ministries, where Pastor Bokam served, broke the news of his death, saying he had entered into his rest and the presence of the Savior he served for decades. A towering figure in conservative Christian circles, Bokam was known for his bold preaching, critique of critical race theory, and defense of traditional family values. He served as the Dean of Theology at the African Christian University in Zambia and recently helped launch Founders Seminary in Florida. He lives behind his wife Bridget and their 9 children. Here are some excerpts of his teachings. His soul rest in eternal peace. Moving on, the Catholic Church in Tanzania has issued a firm directive banning all clergy, including nuns and priests, from engaging in political campaigns or identifying with any political party. The announcement was made by the president of the Tanzania Episcopal Conference, Bishop Wolfgang Pisa, during celebrations to mark 100 years of Kipalapala Major Seminary in Tabora. Bishop Pisa emphasized that the church must remain neutral and focus on its spiritual mission, and warned that any clergy found violating the directive will face disciplinary action. The directive comes as Tanzania readies for its general elections on the 29th of October. We'll take a short break now. We'll be back with the day's business news. Don't go too far.
Hi everyone, my name is George Gishoro, a presenter with Hope TV. Thank you so very much for continuing to support us by watching all our programs. Now, we would love to serve you even better. Now, we want to know where you are watching us from and the strength of the signal. You can scan the QR code and ensure that you answer all the questions in ensuring that you are getting us loud and clear with crystal pictures. So go ahead and fill in the QR code so that we can serve you better right here at Hope TV, where you look and live.
There's a world out there searching for hope, and you can help bring it home. By becoming a friend of Hope, you're helping us share the love of Jesus through Hope FM and Hope TV. With a donation of any amount, join hands with us to bring hope and point souls to the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Become a friend of Hope today by making your donation through the M-Pesa paybill number 933 933. Account FOH. For more information on how to become a friend of Hope, call 0116 212 723 or email customerexperience@hopefm.org or visit www.hopemediakenya.org. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive. Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
A look at business news now. Airtel Africa Foundation, the philanthropic arm of Airtel Africa PLC, has unveiled its plans to directly improve the lives of 10 million people across the continent by 2030. Now, this strategy will be delivered through targeted initiatives under 4 core pillars, namely financial empowerment, education, environmental protection, and digital inclusion. Outlining the ambitious target, Dr. Segun Ogunsanya, the chairman of the Airtel Africa Foundation, stated that the foundation's mission will be executed by creating a cycle of empowerment through targeted programs such as Connecting Schools, which provides free connectivity and devices, and the Airtel Africa Fellowship, offering full undergraduate scholarships in tech and STEM fields, complemented by mentorship and internship. In addition, the foundation will leverage its dedicated employee volunteer program, channeling the skills and passions of its people directly into community initiatives. Security officials in Cheptais have issued a stern warning against cross-border coffee brokers from neighboring Uganda, accusing them of buying coffee directly from local farmers. The authorities further say that this illegal trade has fueled a rise in coffee theft in the area. According to Chesikaki location chief Maurice Wetala, despite coffee being the region's main economic activity, farmers are not reaping meaningful profits. He has blamed the brokers for exploiting farmers by purchasing coffee at low prices, leading to frustration and, in some cases, break-ins at local coffee factories.
Kahawa ile wananunua korogoro moja ambayo ni kilo 4 inapatia mkulima wa eneo hili shilingi 360, ukilinganisha na ile 250 inayotoka kwa wale ambao wanatoka Uganda, ni kiwango cha chini sana. So nataka niwaambie wananchi wangu na niwahamasishe kwamba kahawa hii tupeleke kwa society zetu za hapa katika eneo hili ili tukuze uchumi wa hapa. Na pia nataka niwatahadharishe pia wale ambao wananunua kahawa hasa wanaotoka Uganda na wale wanachiita brokers wa eneo hili ambao ni wananchi wetu, kwamba kama serikali hatutaruhusu mtu yeyote kununua kahawa kutoka kwa mkulima, kwa sababu sheria hairuhusu mtu yeyote kununua kahawa, na kwa hivyo ambaye ananunua anafanya kinyume na sheria.
To tea now, tea farmers in the west of the Rift Valley have expressed outrage over what they describe as low bonuses coming at the back of recent sector reforms aimed at improving earnings and the sector. Reports indicate that some factories in the region intend to pay as little as 14 shillings per kilogram this year, a sharp decline that has left many farmers feeling betrayed and frustrated. The farmers accuse factory directors of corruption and have further questioned the disparities in payments between the factories in east and west of the rift. According to the latest figures, Tegat Tea Factory is expected to pay 14 shillings 50 cents per kilo, down from 25 shillings last year, while the Momul Tea Factory will pay 36 shillings per kilo, which is 10 shillings lower than the previous year. The farmers have vowed to reject the current payouts and are now calling for an urgent overhaul of the Kenya Tea Development Agency KTDA leadership. The Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company has named Martin Nangole as the acting managing director following a High Court ruling that barred the extension of Nahashon Muguna's tenure past the mandatory retirement age. The court declared the reappointment illegal, noting that Muguna's skills were not deemed exceptionally rare to warrant an extension. The board has now been directed to begin a competitive recruitment process for a new substantive managing director as Nangole takes over in the interim. On sports now, the Kenya Amateur Golf Championships KAGC Series will continue this weekend as the Nanyuki Sports Club hosts the first ever NCBA Nanyuki Open from Friday, September the 26th through to Sunday the 28th. Series leader John Lejirma leads the field alongside Michael Karanga and Elvis Muigua, who comes to the tournament on the back of 2 wins in a row at the coast, having won the Diani Beach Masters and the Malindi Open earlier this month. Malindi Open runner-up Ebil Omolo and Isaac Makoha are the other notable names on the list to ensure a fiercely competitive tournament that has drawn 74 players with a handicap entry limit of 13.5, guaranteeing an elite field. Elsewhere, the Mombasa US Kids Golf Local Tour is set to continue this Sunday at the Diamonds Leisure Beach and Golf Resort, marking the second leg of the tour after the opening event at the Vipingo Ridge Golf Resort. Former Arsenal Academy striker Billy Vigar has died at just 21 after sustaining a severe brain injury during a non-league match last weekend. Vigar, who had spells with Derby County, Eastbourne Borough and most recently Chichester City, passed away on Thursday morning after being placed in an induced coma. Tributes have poured in from across the football world for the promising young forward, remembered not only for his talent but for his passion, humility and love for the game. Spanish midfield legend Sergio Busquets has announced he'll hang up his boots at the end of the 2025 MLS season. The 37-year-old Inter Miami star made the emotional retirement reveal on Instagram, saying he is stepping away from the game happy, proud and fulfilled. A Barcelona icon and World Cup winner, Busquets leaves behind a legacy as one of football's finest defensive midfielders, having won it all with both club and country. Retire for the day. That's how we wrap up Newswatch tonight. Thank you for your company as we brought you Newswatch. My name is Melissa Oduor, together with Boniface Moredi on the sign language. On behalf of the entire production crew that made this possible, have a wonderful night, indeed a wonderful weekend.